Welcome to the Dangerzone. I'm here with Scotty, Roessler.
Yeah.
And we're going for a walk and talk. We already did a podcast the other day, but today we're taking it outside. We're going to go for a walk here in Ute Valley Park. Let's do it.
So what's been happening, brother?
Relaxing. Got some more competitions coming up during these DoD Warrior Games.
Yeah, I showed my ass. Went a little too heavy too early. Should have backed it off. Tried to hit 315 on my second lift, and I'm not real used to having the legs strapped down nice and flat.
Yeah, it is interesting. Some of these sports, we even the playing fields for, people with different wounds, different injuries, and seated volleyball is hard as a motherfucker.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it because my back's fucked up.
It's just ramming my butt all day on the ground sucks, but it definitely gives you some perspective when guys missing legs or doing a better job than you.
Exactly. But it was still fun.
Yeah. So, dude, I think last time we talked a lot about road to recovery and everything, and we talked a lot about the sort of different things you've been able to access on your way out. And
yeah, man, like hyperbaric oxygen treatment and the stellate ganglion block shot in the neck.
Yep. But if y'all want to hear about that, go back and listen to the episode we did just the other day. But yeah, man, what else did we want to get into? I
think talking about.
Well, for a second, just look when you start getting away from the road here.
Yeah.
You just start getting in this nice little pocket of beauty and nature. Start hearing all the insects, all the birds and everything.
Nice little breeze.
Yeah. Weather's nice.
Nice storm passing by.
It may start raining on us, but I think we'll be able to manage.
and then
yeah, we got a tornado warning coming from the front.
My air horn siren goes off when I get a text, so it just cracks a whip during our sensor neural path. I can't even think of what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Electronics.
So
I'll try to put on mute.
Something you had mentioned you wanted to talk about was soft rep.
Yeah, man.
In your opinion of them?
So, what's that guy's name? James something?
I don't care to remember.
I don't either. Piece of shit. Was in Special Forces briefly. I think he did 4, maybe 6 years. Got out as an E6. You got on with, landed a gig with the Cambridge Institute or something like that, and got to go to college because he's a soft background and an Ivy League school, and got journalism attached to it or something like that. I don't know all the details, but I do know this. He posted that video of our brothers in Africa getting slaughtered by Al Qaeda, and it was a horrible move on his part. He had plenty of time and opportunities to strip it back down and apologize, and he refused to. So next time I see him, if ever, I'm gonna canoe his forehead with my fist. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about the families
It's
of those Green Berets and support kids that lost their fucking loved ones. And then, let's just put the movie out there so that everybody in their fucking network of friends and neighbors and co-workers can all watch it and bring it up.
Yeah. And I think they were trying to make the argument that people just need to see it or whatever, or for after action purposes,
right.
Hey, that's for private, man. Yeah. I
didn't gain any tactical advantage by watching that.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up any key enemy traits or TTPs that would help me out later on down the road. So That excuse is bullshit.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm passionate about it.
I think they're doing it for the wrong reasons, and they tried to sugarcoat it, and everybody saw through that.
Oh, yeah.
But
Major backlash.
I think one of the things that it brings to light, though, is just because someone was attached to special operations, or even was a Green Beret, Raider, SEAL, this or that, doesn't just give them a bye, you know?
Exactly.
It doesn't mean they actually did anything in combat. I think people still need to be able to stand up on their own merits, and it's a shame. You see, I think we're seeing right now is a lot of sort of fraud and abuse, just using the military, background, like, hey, I was a veteran,
Yep.
and I was in the military, and they demand a certain amount of like respect or treatment, and it's like, well, just because you served in the military doesn't really mean a whole lot.
Exactly. We're less soft. Special operations forces comprise of half of 1% of our entire fucking military, and we're the only ones out there fucking fighting 24/7.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from anybody else. I'm just saying, I chose to be in the special operations community. I'm about to retire in 3 months. And I never marched into a store or place of business and demanded anything because of my decision to go be a Green Beret or Ranger or any of that kind of stuff. If I'm sitting around with a bunch of guys I know that I've gone to war with, or from my sister units, sure, we'll sit around and talk, share some stories and memories, both good and bad. But we're not airing it out for everybody to partake in. And I don't think that putting that video on did anything but damage Soft Rep's reputation. And that guy who released it is a complete piece of shit.
So,
for lack of a better adjective.
So I think it also bleeds over a lot into what we were talking about the other day. I don't know how much we dove into it, but just the fraud and abuse that happens with veterans in the VA, and how people are taking advantage of these services that are meant for warfighters.
Yep.
And soaking up all that, those money and resources, watering down the distinctions there between different injuries. Right now we have a big problem with PTS and TBI just getting, lumped in the same category. People think it's almost the same thing. It's even got the same term in it, post-traumatic stress syndrome or whatever disorder, and then traumatic brain injury. A lot of people are surprised when you start talking to them about the actual
Here's an example.
Distinction.
Here's an example. So there, we'll just use this as one example of people abusing what's established to help us get better or be able to sustain some type of lifestyle outside of what we used to want to do for our occupation. Green Beret, Ranger, Delta Force, SEAL. It's hard work, but you love it. But at some point, because of your successive exposure to blasts, not just IEDs, not just 500-pound bombs, not just door charges, all of it. Overpressure from the 50 cal, the Mark 19s, the mortars called Gustav, enemy rocket propelled grenades. IEDs are obviously in there, but that's not the only fucking thing that gives you TBI.
Yeah,
and people abuse that shit.
Yeah.
And so you got 15 packs, 4 vehicles back from an IED blast that all go to the doctor 2 weeks later after they put their buddies in the ground and claim they have TBI because they were in an IED blast.
Yeah.
When in fact they didn't get a fucking taste of it.
Yeah.
Anyway. So there's that scenario.
I think.
Then you got guys like us that refuse to go see medics because we want to continue to stay in the fight.
Yeah. And we stay in the fight even when we're fucked up.
Yep.
And then eventually, either you start realizing the culminating effects of all that shit adding up, and then you have to make a tough decision to like seek help, which is the hardest decision for guys who just want to stay in the fight.
2 years ago when I started doing some self-help, it was very, very difficult.
I want to show you this. This is one of my favorite spots.
It's a badass spot.
Yeah.
It was extremely difficult for me to convince myself, once I cracked that door open with my psychiatrist, to start allowing some of these benevolent organizations that, you know, have access to more money, and they want to fly you to, say, Tampa to put you up in the hotel and have you start knocking out some exposure therapy with your psychiatrist and a whole host of other things. It takes time for real pipe hitters to accept the help. Meanwhile, you got a bunch of posers and still in valor faggots walking into the clinics every day by the fucking truckloads, claiming that they have issues, that they've seen bad shit, that they can't fucking sleep, but they have no track record to prove it, no deployment history to prove it. And when you call them out on it, they immediately fucking, oh yeah, I know, whatever. I'll just quit talking about it now.
Yeah, or they just disappear.
Or they fade off into the sunset till they wait to get PCS somewhere else and try it all over again.
Yeah. Dude, just take a second.
This is beautiful.
Breathe this in.
Wow.
So this is one of my favorite spots to come up here.
I love the crevasse that rips right through it.
Yeah, and there's trails that go. We can end up going over to that other side, and you can see the Garden of Gods over this.
Over that ridge.
Yeah. But see these 3 rocks down here?
They all got carved on them and stuff.
This is where I like to do.
I gotta pee, dude.
Yeah, go ahead. This is where I like to do a little rock workout.
Yeah, man.
Where I just move those 3 boulders right there from one of those rock platforms to the other and back.
Nice.
Little caveman workout.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And there's also a bunch of logs and stuff you can lift up around here. It's kind of like this park is perfect for sort of a caveman nature workout.
Yeah, man. It reminds me of early deployments when we didn't have all the gym equipment and shit that's over there now.
Mm-hmm. You didn't have like a Rogue fitness suite coming in a Connex box. You're like piecemealing like pieces of metal together.
We had pull-up bars, dip bars. We'd have our engineers make us. And then in Iraq early on, we had cement buckets rigged up for curling and shit. You know you're getting old, brother, when you got to lift up on your nutsack to get all the pee to come out.
Oh, man.
Maybe that's a good indicator when you should start thinking about seeking self-help.
Is when you gotta
lift up on your balls to get all the pee to push out so you don't dribble down your leg.
When your testicles are getting a little droopy. I think that's just natural, dude. But with advances in modern science, you may be able to get a lift kit for your.
I know, that'd be nice. I want mine to sag more.
Yeah.
Mine are lifted up enough. I want Grandpa's sack. So when I'm fucking hitting it from the rear, it's
when I go full cyborg, I'm going to. I want 2 fans down there that just blow, like 2 little micro fans, just blow nice cool air in your groin. Oh, that'd feel amazing. They have those on the Ford Raptors that blow cold air up through the seat. Feels amazing.
Are you shitting me?
No, I'm not shitting you. I hate Fords, and
I'm not a fan of the Raptor, but
I'm not either. But it's almost worth it just to have it. I might just add it to my truck.
That'd be nice to have.
Hook up a little fan system underneath there.
I want that in my Jeep.
Love the way the clouds just roll in over the mountains.
Oh man, that's sick. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's so pretty. Damn.
Or you want to keep walking?
Yeah. Let me grab this bag.
I got another spot we can get to, and we'll sit there and chill. A little less windy.
Is this like sand rock or something?
Yeah, it looks sandstone-ish.
There's people carving in it.
Yeah.
What's the history of this whole area? Underwater at some point?
What's that?
Was this place underwater at some point? Glacier go ripping through here?
Yeah, down from the mountains is probably glacial shifts or runoff from the mountains. Carved it out.
When it snows and when the snow's starting to melt, do the rivers around here flood?
Depends on how much that mountain gets in snow. Depending on how bad it is, but a lot of those are carved out so deep. I don't know that they get.
Oh, I got you.
They may not flood, but I'm not also an expert on river flooding in Colorado. I went down to Bandera, Texas, and helped out with some flooding down there with Team Rubicon. And that was some nasty shit.
I've never worked with those guys. I've heard they do a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, they're just trying to be that, like, they identified a problem where there's this kind of gap between people actually getting help from the Red Cross and other organizations. And, obviously, like, first responders are just focused on, like, life, limb, eyesight, saving people, right? So then people are just kind of left in this gap between, waiting for insurance companies and workers and stuff. And yet their house, their livelihood, everything is destroyed. Maybe they can't get access to their driveway, Yeah. So they've done a good job of building a huge program around getting people involved. And they even have, hired positions. So a lot of veterans are getting jobs and stuff working with them.
Yeah, I did some research on them last year, and they were doing some type of like rally race. And they had Team Rubicon with a bunch of veterans from the soft community that were missing limbs, amputee victims that were driving vehicles through the race, out in the Mojave Desert or whatever. One of those endurance races.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool documentary.
What's your favorite thing to do in the outdoors? Hunting, fishing?
I'm a big fan of deer hunting.
Yeah.
Because I like eating deer. And
it is good.
It's a couple hours in a tree stand or walking around in the woods. It's quiet. I really like to hike. I like to go set up a base camp, improve my foxhole every day and camp for 3 or 4 or 5 days, something like that. And just check out my little area and pretend, put myself in the mindset that all shit's gone to hell and this is where I'm going to live. And I got
Wolverines!
Wolverines! Ah! Yeah. Love camping, man. I haven't done it in so long because of all the goddamn combat deployments, but I'm starting to creep back into what I used to like to do when I was younger.
Yeah.
And it's making me feel good.
It took me a while. I found that, I didn't enjoy the beaches in California coming back from Afghanistan. And it was just because you had moon dust all over your shit. And I just didn't like the grittiness of being at the beach. You get the sand everywhere. And it took me a while to kind of rediscover my love for the beach.
Yeah, man. I got to a point a couple years ago, right before I decided to, listen to my leadership and my ex-wife and start fucking calming the fuck down. I was so wound up that I was destined to go to prison or end up dead.
Yeah.
From riding around on my motorcycle fast with beer goggles on. But once I started figuring out what works and what doesn't, and then, because everybody's different,
Yeah.
Some guys do hyperbaric treatment and they feel great for the rest of their lives. I've done about 47 dives, and I know I could probably use 40 fucking more. But once I started figuring things out, it helped calm me down. It helped me get a path of, hey man, this shit works. Not drinking every fucking day of the week is a bonus. I started fitting into my old clothes. Started doing a lot of outdoor activities, which led to, holy shit, I almost forgot about all this stuff out here. I hadn't been leaving the house all that much.
There's something really healing about it that, us as humans, we just rapidly advance so quick with technology. And I was just talking to somebody about it the other day. A big part of the problem is we're really good at making things comfortable, more comfortable. And we've left a lot of the natural
old hard
stresses of living behind, and look at what it's creating is just a complete weak society.
Yeah.
Where people can't stand being away from their phones, or just like, but there is something, I think, that being outside, doing caveman workouts of just lifting heavy shit and putting it down, something about it. I think, obviously you have the known benefits of working out, but what neural pathways is that connecting that are hardwired in us from the times when we were, Neanderthals mating with aliens or whatever, or, way back when.
Right.
When it was much more survival. Have you watched this Naked and Afraid?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
That's pretty, it makes you wonder, shit, can I do that?
Well, and you just know that, like, dude, they're only out there, they do, the XL now or whatever, where they're out
30
there.
30 days or 40 days.
Yeah. But that's 30, 40 days, man. Us as humans, that used to be our life.
That's it, yeah. You had a little,
that was like,
you had a shack.
Yeah.
You fought off fucking bears and coyotes and mountain lions.
How are we going to get food today? Fucking.
You went out and foraged.
Yeah. And so those neural pathways are there, and you can see it kind of clicking in people in the show. You can see, like, the people,
that would he'd be a great hunter-gatherer.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's he'd be murdered. The tribe would kill him.
Yeah.
And possibly eat him.
Yeah, people were executed for cowardice back in the days.
Yep.
How things have changed.
Yeah. Now they've promote him to field marshal.
Yeah.
Make all the fucking smart and strong follow the weak.
You're chief petty officer now. You're in charge. Great cowardice. Yeah, man. That's.
So the place we went to get all this gear, that's your girlfriend's parents' place?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Are the two of you originally from here?
No. I'm originally from Arkansas, and grew up on 11 acres of woods that I could just run around and play in. And
nice.
I was just talking, my parents are here for the DoD Warrior Games.
Oh, cool.
And we were just talking about that, like the helicopter parents versus like what they did with me growing up. And I loved that they did what they did. They wanted to be like, they didn't want to be helicopter parents. And so they just let us run fucking buck wild.
Yeah. Just be home before dark.
I would just come home just covered in mud. My mom called me Dirt Bomb.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And she just sprayed me off with a hose out in the yard. But dude, I think we're missing a lot of that raising kids nowadays. I don't have any kids. You do.
I got 3 kids, and I let them, from once breakfast is done, get outside and play.
Yeah.
Or run around the house and go batshit crazy with your sisters and your brother and stay off of the damn internet. My son is 10. He's a little bit more heavier on the internet side of things. I wish I was at home a lot more than I was when he was growing up. I was here when he was born, and then I was deployed again. So he was born in 2007, and I was deployed 1, 2, 3, probably 5 or 6 more times after his birth. So I didn't get to have a lot of influence on how he was growing up. His mom had most of that duties and responsibilities of all that good stuff. And
well, how do you manage it nowadays with how connected things are? It's just the access is right there.
Yeah.
which is much different than
I've got some friends that really have this shit down pat.
yeah.
They have a jar. They have a big pot, like Tupperware jar that has a screw-on lid on it.
Yeah.
And they throw all the phones, iPads, all that shit goes inside that, and it's shut, and nobody can touch it but Dad. 1 hour a day, they unlock the fucking lid, and hand everybody their little fucky device.
Yeah.
And then they go play for an hour. And then fucking 1 hour ticks by, it goes right back in the bucket, and they lock it up. Now, the parents obviously are having their phones whenever the fuck they want, but they're not out there in the living room fucking around on Facebook for 3 hours while the kids are looking at mom going, what the fuck's mom get to play on Facebook for? Why can't I?
Why
Because
not?
you set the example for your children to follow, right?
Yep.
So the ex-wife and I are two different mindsets when it comes to interaction with the children.
Yeah.
So,
And it's
And
tough,
that's a
but
fact.
that
It's the way it
sounds
is.
like a good idea, a good way to manage it. Sounds like when you say that, sounds like I know a lot of adults.
you got to enforce
the
it.
adults that could use
Uh-huh.
a Tupperware box that locks up.
There's
And-
actually, you watch The Shark?
Oh,
Shark Tank?
yeah.
There was a guy trying to sell his idea, which was essentially that, but it has a timer lock
Yeah.
system on it.
You can't get your shit unless.
Yeah. And the guys that, the Sharks were like, I'll just grab it and smash it and open it whenever I want. What are you talking about? And he had one or two of those folks on the fence,
Yeah.
but it never went through. But
Yeah.
I thought about it. I'm like, that makes great sense. And then like a month later, I'm talking to these other parents, and that's when the guy told me, he's like, we lock them up. We don't play on the computer. We don't play on the iPads. They get 1 hour a day, and that is it. And I started laughing like, well, the shit that was on Shark Tank, man. You could have made $1 million. But yeah, going back to the second, the waterfall of good or bad versus if you decide to fix yourself or attempt to get some help
Yeah.
with your family, your kids. My son and I are reconnecting. Granted, I'm still traveling a lot, but I'm surprising him on the 20th of July. We're flying to Houston together and going to a exotic animal hunt.
Oh, awesome.
This thing looks like Satan. Let me show you a picture of it.
Okay. Let's see it.
I can't remember what it's called. I got it written in here. A nalgai.
Oh, a now guy?
Yeah, you ever heard of that?
I have heard of that.
It looks like Satan. Let's see if I can find
So
Dallas.
I've learned this myself.
Look at that thing.
Oh wow, yeah. Oh yeah, I've
It's
seen that.
500
Yeah,
pounds.
Yeah, those things are ginormous, dude.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You see it?
Yeah.
Little man's gonna kill one of them.
I'll edit one. I'll throw one up there so people can see
Alright,
it if
cool.
they're watching the YouTube
Yeah,
video.
they called him a nalgai.
Dude. Yeah, I think you made a valid point.
Nil guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
You made a valid point in that the waterfall effect after helping yourself, and all of a sudden you start being able to reconnect with other people.
I'm reconnecting
Yeah.
with nature. I'm reconnecting with having conversations with folks about shit other than war. It's like it's unlocking some of that stuff in my brain that I put away when all I cared about was fighting and survival and
Yeah.
revenge.
You do have to shift gears.
Big time.
You have to, and again, we talked about it in the last podcast, but I think it's worth mentioning again. It's like you kind of have two choices. You keep just fucking going ahead full speed in that direction you're going, which worked for what it was worth, right? For the job you needed to do, it worked to keep you going. But what are you going to do to? Are you going to keep going down that and further isolate yourself from people, further abuse?
You're going to end up hitting that tracer burnout that everyone talks
and
about.
And you're going to
Get a DUI, killing yourself.
Something. Or you can make the choice to just like, what can I do? You also mentioned something else, going out in nature and like working on improving your fighting position, right? I say that a lot. Like, what's the one thing you can do to make your fighting position better in life? What little health modality or whatever that you could try out that maybe you haven't done before? Just try it.
Yeah.
If you don't fucking like it, try something else. But like, what, when you dig that foxhole, you don't just sit in it. Or you dig, the initial hole that you can just get your chest down in, right?
Exactly.
Dig it deeper.
Yesterday
Now,
I came out here.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Then you get your grenade pit, right?
Yeah.
Then you get your little coffee mug stand. You
Yep.
like carve that
Yep.
out, right? It's those little things.
You make yourself a broom and you dust the fucking tree
Yeah.
branches and shit that shows up after the wind blows by.
Yeah. You don't just sit there
No.
in stagnation. And I think something I learned myself is I was like, dude, because I do want to help other people. It's part of the reason I do the podcast. Like, I want to get things that help me. I want to blast that information from the mountaintop. Like, hey, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying, hey, it's worked for me.
I'm telling you, this works.
It worked for me.
It worked for me. Might as well give it a shot.
And I'm talking to other people that it's worked for.
Yep.
So it's maybe worth giving a shot. But something I learned, and I just kind of dedicated myself to early on when I transitioned out, was, you know what? I realized, dude, I was like, talking to myself, I was like, hey, you're not going to be able to help anybody unless you help yourself first.
Exactly.
And a lot of times that feels, for people that care about other people and constantly help other people, it feels like you're being super selfish. And to a certain degree, you are. But it's very it's important. It's important to be selfish when it comes to your own health, your own well-being, and being okay with yourself. And then once you start down that road, it's amazing that once you're better, how much more people you can help.
Oh, yeah.
When you're okay. You really can't.
I've made more friends
Yeah.
in the past year than I probably made,
Yeah.
like, true friends, people I give a fuck about.
Yeah.
I've always had the gift of gab. I've always been a very approachable individual, but I would never really give a fuck to follow up with any of it and
Yeah.
stay in touch with folks. But when I started focusing on okay, I've done this, I've done that, I've done this, I've done 3 or 4 different pretty in-depth things to try to get my mind right. Now I'm starting to realize things do work, and I'm enjoying my life when I go out into the society. You know, I live on the beach in Florida, and there's fucking great people everywhere
Yeah.
that I didn't want 2 fucking minutes with.
Yeah.
I would say hi, hey, yeah, and they would remember me because I'm off the fucking wall.
Yeah.
But I would never follow up with it, and you know, I'd get invited to barbecues or cookouts or fun on the beach days. All these couples that go out and just hang out and bullshit and interact. Now I'm doing that stuff, and I'm having a blast.
Yeah.
I'm meeting great folks, different professional backgrounds, and that's leading to the purchase of a new townhouse right on the beach in 30A, which is something I never thought I'd be able to fucking do,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, because it's expensive as all get out. But once you meet the right folks, and then they realize who you are and what you've done,
Yeah.
they want to help you out.
Yeah.
And
But if they meet you and you're just a bag of shit.
if you're just a bag of shit and you got a bad attitude,
Yeah.
they might want to help you, but they're not going to help you because they don't
Yeah.
think you want it, or maybe you're not approachable.
And with that, having been to a lot of these, like, you know, I've been on hunting trips, been connected with the Warrior Sailing Program. It was awesome getting me out on the
Oh,
water.
I had a blast.
Dude.
St. Pete.
But you see the other veterans that are there sometimes who just are bitching, moaning, and it's like,
There's one
even when people are helping them.
There's an
and
individual with us right now.
It's all free.
that drives me
Yeah.
batshit crazy. And I told him, I said, hey, dude, stop fucking bitching. Just quit complaining.
Yeah.
We're here to have a good time, and you're not going to become a sponsored fucking cyclist with Specialized if you win the bike event.
Yeah.
This is put together to improve our hearts and minds
Yeah.
and get us together and break bread and this that, and
And show other people with similar injuries that they can get out and do this
get
shit.
this, yeah, and get a sweat on and have
Yeah.
fun.
You don't have to lose fitness just because. I mean, we have paralyzed guys out here shooting bows and stuff.
And they're shooting
Yeah.
damn good.
Yeah. So
I mean-
you don't have to let your injuries dictate you. And I think a lot of people get wound up in that. And then
But there's also a balance that you got to maintain.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy that's constantly fucking, well, my feet, I got dry, whatever. I don't want to single people out, but just because I got 11 tours and fucking eating thousands of charges, I've been lifted off the ground by 500-pounders, I know my fucking head is jacked.
Yeah.
And the hospital did a bunch of stuff down at the VA, and they're like, yep, you've got it. They showed me I got a big white spot here, and a big one back here. This one I know is from burning in on a jump. I
Yeah.
had a partial air malfunction in 2005. And these, they're now saying, are probably from overpressure, eating charges.
Yeah.
Being up on the door, boom, and then we go in. Back in the day, if you didn't have breacher's tape all over your shit, you weren't close enough to the charge. For real.
Yeah, yeah.
And your squad leader or platoon dad would be like, what the fuck? Every second counts. You got to get the fuck in that door as soon as you blow it off its hinges, because the bad guys are shooting at the fucking fatal funnel.
Yeah.
Remember that day?
Yeah, you got to get in there. You got
gotta
to follow a blast.
You got to eat the charge and get in there before the. But anyway, that's not the right. That's not the right way to go these days. Not you remember back in the day we used to do P for plenty when you're building your charge.
Yeah.
Well, the textbook says it should be 300 grains of ECT, 12 inches, but we're gonna go 15 inches.
And let's face it, we
don't want to have a failed breach.
We like seeing big explosions too.
Yeah.
We like the big.
It's a psychological game we play with the enemy. Even if it's a dry hole.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. You got multiple breach points going off. We hit it. Fuck, the shithead got away. The IO campaign that was left when we roll out of there, when those helicopters come in and we take off. If you sit back
twice, they're like,
oh, I don't think I want to join the Taliban.
I don't think I want that happening in my house. Nope. People, and that's where the whole hearts and minds thing started to really piss me off.
Yep.
Is you lose the psychological advantage that a total war platform.
This is something I'd like to
engages in
to talk briefly about.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I don't have my notebook.
Yeah, go ahead.
2012 was the most deadliest rotation for special forces.
Mm-hmm.
I was there for 10 months and we had 48 casualties. And Green Berets aren't cheap.
No.
It takes time to make a good one.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, and I'll keep it brief, why the fuck would you be hamstrung by your chain of command at the top of the fucking chain?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about colonel, I'm talking about general.
Yeah.
Dictating no nighttime operations. We want you guys to live in the villages and work at. If you got to do a mission, you're doing it during the daytime, which is fucking horrible.
Well, you might disrupt a Taliban sympathizer's sleep pattern.
Exactly.
You might.
10th Mountain Division was co-located in my battle space out in the Panjway.
Yeah.
They lost 88 guys on their one rotation.
Jeez.
That's a lot of fucking humans.
Yeah.
Right? And we're not talking about Joe Schmo that sucks. We're talking about first sergeant. I mean, I was looking at the list.
Yeah.
There's captains, first sergeants, lieutenants, E8s, 9s, staff sergeants, E7.
Also,
that top notch.
Also, our enemy can get into their REM cycle.
Yeah. Because we don't want to piss the dirt farmer off.
Yeah.
Who probably doesn't know his asshole from his elbow and fucks sheep in his free time.
Yeah.
You know? The nation's best and brightest are fighting the fucking war.
Yeah.
But the nation's best and brightest aren't necessarily running the war.
Exactly. And it's a huge fucking problem. It's why we need more General
Mattis.
More vets.
More General Kelly.
More vets running
more
for
General
office.
McChrystal. General LaCamera.
But how people are like, well, you kill somebody's dad, he's gonna become the guy that's fighting. Bullshit. You know what? When you kill him and his brothers and his fucking dad, guess what? The little brother may think twice.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I don't want to end up like they did. They got fucking killed.
There's absolutely no proof that statement has ever been proven.
No.
There's no scholar from fucking Harvard that came out and did a study.
But you can sure as shit see where you pulled out and stopped when you started being a pussy in war, and when you started pulling out of areas, just declaring, oh, it's better now.
Yeah.
It's better now because I just moved in here and I need a bullet point for my, evaluation. Yeah.
My officer evaluation.
This is better now. Let's pull out and don't kill anybody because we might ruffle some feathers, and then it will look bad. If you guys are still getting in gunfights and killing people, then it looks like this area is stable. But I declared it stable, so it is. And we're just gonna pull out. Guess what? Now you have fucking ISIS running around.
Right around 2006-7 is when shit changed in my perception.
Yeah.
Early on, we had the baddest fucking chain of command on planet Earth running the special operations across the fucking board. But 10 years later, a lot of them retired or got killed or injured. And then it became a political promotion.
Yeah.
The previous administration's 8 years. I saw people get promoted and put into positions I fucking could not believe, could not understand, based on one fucking fact. Based on one, maybe two, fact. And I'll let you do your own research. But the fact that you are a weaker human fighter, but you have different characteristics than the guy who fucking crushes it out there.
Yeah. And
we have this feel-good, let's just bring in people that are not meant for the war, not meant to be warriors, but we're going to go ahead and just force them upon the system. What's that do? It weakens our military.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you want a weak military?
Yeah.
Especially when we're in the middle of a war.
Yeah.
So, I don't want to go down my conspiracy fucking trail.
Well,
but there's reasons behind it.
If you look at it, I mean, I'm coming back from Afghanistan.
Like a social experiment.
Trying to fight a war, and I'm getting a brief on how we're
gay people.
How we're able to fuck each other in the butt now.
Yeah, yeah.
And guess what? I don't have.
Don't you dare say the N-word. But the two of you can go butt fuck each other in the day room. That's fine. Go have a good time.
And I don't have a fucking problem with it.
I have zero issues with it. But don't tell me I have to be a part of it.
Yeah. And guess what?
How about you have classes on town?
We're in war. How about we focus on being better at that?
Yeah.
And actually fucking ending this motherfucker.
Instead of spending 4 fucking hours a day on a computer doing these stupid fucking sharp and information awareness and all this other happy horse shit. How about we go out and train? Who in here knows what the fucking principles of patrolling are?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Who knows how many paragraphs are in an op order?
Yeah.
Nobody. Who knows how to fucking properly dig a fucking 60 millimeter mortar firing position?
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
This generation that's coming in behind us sure the fuck doesn't.
No. They're all worried about what piece of crap precision gear they're gonna get issued.
When when we do these discussions and I get on my soapbox, you can insert a soapbox.
Okay.
Anyway.
I mean, I've heard from guys who are still in that literally the newer generation guys showing up to commands, or they haven't even finished the selection process.
No.
And they're like, "Hey, where's my cry gear?
Yeah. Where's my cool glasses?
Where's I could outfit my fucking Call of Duty character with fucking cry gear. Why can't I don't just get issued it right away when I fucking my swinging dick comes in here?
The first year when I joined Ranger Regiment back in '94, I didn't fucking speak to anybody except my fellow privates that I was living with, and whatever anybody that outranks me said, I executed.
Yeah.
I didn't question it or anything.
Yeah.
Because I did what I was fucking told.
Prove yourself first.
Yeah.
Earn a leadership position. Earn the respect of guys.
Not everybody's a born leader.
Yeah. Show that you know what the fuck to do in a combat situation.
Read your Ranger handbook and understand what the fuck planning is all about.
Yeah. Worry about the fucking gear shit later. Because gear is always changing. It comes and goes. It's nice to have our special operations should have the best, right?
Right.
But don't let that be your
just
focus.
Because you got cool gear on doesn't mean you're gonna be fucking walking after your mission.
Guess what? That shit gets blown off too. So or fucking rips. I've had cry gear fucking rip. Where you got just you're just open.
You take a
Bombays are open, dude. You're just but we've been going for 15 minutes. You need to take it?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
Guy owns a bar I go to back on the beach.
Cool. Let's walk some more and we'll
Sounds good, brother.
But yeah, I
think some of your
and I'm not like I can see why it happens, right? Like the age of Instagram, Facebook, all the operator as fuck shit, the teenagers who are willing to I still appreciate their willingness to join the military and stuff, but a lot of them don't know what the fuck they're getting into. Like, we are at war. all over the fucking
You're going to
place.
go over there and you're going to get shot at.
Yeah.
And you're going to see people die.
And
you yourself may not return home. And that's a major deal. And the reason why I know I've made it back is both luck and hard fucking work.
I think a lot of it's mindset too.
Right.
Staying in it.
Keeping your head on a swivel. Mitigate risk as best you fucking can before you even leave the wire.
Yep.
And then while you're out there, you're constantly mitigating it as well.
Proper prior planning.
Yep. And there's guys that are doing great. I'm a little salty when it comes to the way I perceive how I was brought up in the military versus how things are now, because they got kids' gloves. But the same could be said about a guy who went to fucking Korea with no cold weather gear in the middle of the winter and froze to death on the tundra while he waited for a resupply truck to come with fucking mittens.
Yeah.
So I had it easier than he.
Yep.
So, I mean, with advances in technology and equipment and gear and this, that, and the other, I guess you can lay back on some of the programming, brainwashing that you got to go through to be able to flip a switch and run into the hail of bullets and go fucking take out that machine gun so the rest of your buddies don't die.
Yeah.
Or you could fly a UAV over there with no human on it and take it out that way now.
Yeah.
In the 90s, we didn't have that.
Right.
You know, that's when I came in. So just from my perspective, 94 to today, completely different military.
Oh, yeah.
I was walking around with an LCE, a 240 hanging over my neck, Army BDUs, black jungle boots, shit that was still used in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Or equipment that was used in Vietnam was what I had on me in 94. And if you look at the gear that's out there now, and what the guys in the soft community wear now, thank God for the leadership that we had 10 years ago.
Right.
Because they actually gave a fuck and started improving our stuff. So the leadership at the top back 10, 15 years ago is why we have what we have now.
Yeah.
Not the guys that are there today.
And I'm all for, again, total war. You're bringing every asset you have to bear against your enemy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that involves the drones, everything we fucking have. Like,
Yeah.
And even if, let's say, fast forward a couple years, we don't even have guys on the ground anymore. Our war is completely fought with drones or whatever. Still, that person flying that drone, you still have to have the right mindset. You still have to know infantry tactics, right? Because how are you going to know?
Not to just fly to the front door and blow it up.
Well, what they're doing on the ground.
Yeah.
How are you going to be able to pick out the shitheads from the non or who's fucking...
The human aspect to war will never go away.
Yeah.
But we will have fewer and fewer on the ground.
Even robot on robot, you got to understand how they're programming theirs. You know, there's still that human element.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of it, I think, comes back to mindset. What's your mindset? Are you using the technology and the advancements we have in our military as a tool, or are you just using it as something that you can just quickly upload on your fucking Instagram to like impress quote unquote impress somebody? Or somebody's going to leave little hearts on your picture and say, yeah, you look badass in that fucking cry gear. Like, that's not what fucking matters. And that's what I guess I'm getting to, is appreciate the technology for what it is and the gear and all that stuff. But that shouldn't be your mindset going in. You shouldn't be showing up to your unit asking like, oh yeah, where's my fucking cry gear? You know? And the reason I'm having to talk about this is because it's
the same guy that goes to the mall wearing all of it.
Yeah, and it's actually happening though. That's why I'm sitting here talking about it. But realize.
You ever watch Stolen Valor on YouTube?
Yeah.
That'll get your fucking blood boiling.
Yeah,
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
I manage stress. I try just to avoid those videos.
There was a time in my life where I used to sit and watch one YouTube video after the next
Yeah.
and get so fucking fired up and pissed off.
You get spun up, dude.
Yeah, oh my God, jump on the motorcycle, go to the bar, get fucking hammered, all because I chose to watch stupid Americans on YouTube pretending to be military, stolen valor assholes, walking around the mall trying to get people to give them recognition for shit they never earned.
If you're listening to this and you're getting yourself spun out, watching YouTube videos all day, which is very easy to do, it's in their algorithm. They know the videos are pissing you
like
off.
crack.
And they just have the next one there loaded up.
Ready to go.
Ready it up. It's just
Before you can blink,
a whole magazine.
dun dun dun, the
Whole
next video.
Whole fucking belt full of
For days.
videos that are going to piss you off. And
you can type in snake bites,
so
and you can watch fucking people getting bit by snakes for
we're,
hours.
We're about to give you the Danger Zone challenge. How about this? How about if you, instead of getting yourself spun out, you go back and start watching the Danger Zone podcast videos and listen to me talk to people where we're facing real issues like this and figuring out how to deal with them.
Let's let them hear the chirps.
Little breeze. The breeze hitting the grass, the trees.
That's badass.
Yeah, if you're getting spun out,
watch the video,
watch
and then
the
go
video,
outside and listen to
and then get out in
Earth.
nature.
Listen to Earth.
Because I just forgot what the fuck we were talking about.
I don't know.
It doesn't even matter anymore.
You know what you should do is hook up the UAV
Yeah,
and blast it straight up, because this is a nice spot.
yeah.
And they'll be able to see what
Yeah.
harnesses what we're feeling right now. Because if you go up high enough, you're going to see the Garden of the Gods.
Yeah.
You're going to see Pikes Peak.
Yeah.
You're going to see all the amazing earth that's around this fucking place. Colorado Springs is an awesome place. I love
Yeah.
it. I've never been here.
If you haven't been here, it's totally worth. There's so much to do. Mountain biking, Pikes Peak,
Place
everything.
rocks.
Yeah.
And
Great-
everybody I've
great
met out
food,
here has been
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. People are super active out here too.
Everybody's-
about
Yeah.
enabling people to get outside.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, dude, I kind of want to just enjoy this now. So let's just end the podcast here.
Let's do it. It was
And,
awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed our conversation.
Thanks for joining me, Scotty, man. Yeah.
This is a great time, brother.
Dude.
This is therapeutic.
Yeah. It's
really
good.
is. Yeah.
It's good. All right. Hey, make sure you check out the other ones. Get out in nature. All right. Thanks for joining us. Until next time.
Peace.